Hey guys, it's me, Miss Panda, Panda Talk Time, and I'm coming at you today with another little quick video. How was everybody's 4th of July? My 4th of July was amazing. I had some friends that came over and we played cards and we had like a nice small, not too big, it was a nice small barbecue that we had in my backyard. And we had an amazing time. We had plenty of food and good company, and we even popped our own fireworks and we had a good time. Now, the review I want to do today is on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta premiere. That's what I want to talk about. The season opened up with Yandy, who moved from New York. As you know, she was in Love and Hip Hop New York, and she had lived in New York, and she moved her family to Atlanta to be closer to her family so she could have more of a support system. The scene opened up with Yandy talking to her father. They were like outside, and she was standing outside and he was in his truck, and she was talking to her father, and she just basically just moved down there because she wanted to be closer to her relatives, because she does like a lot of activism, and just so she could have somebody to watch the kids and just be around her family. It showed like in the opening scene, well, in the next scene of Mendeecees coming home. He had his little backpack and everything on, and the kids was running up to him, and she ran up to him, and he embraced them and everything. And I like to see how they interact with each other, and I'm glad that they was able to withstand the test of time, considering the fact that he was locked away. And I like the fact that she held him down. She's a strong woman, and she was able to maintain and balance working and taking care of the children and making sure that the bills and stuff were paid while he was locked up. She was able to maintain everything on her own, and I really, really respect that. I like the fact that she was supportive and she went to go visit him in prison, and she even did some activism for him, because for some of the injustices of the different things that were happening in prison on his behalf. In the next coming scene was a newcomer by the name of Young Baby Tate, who is an R&B singer. She's an independent artist, and she is the daughter of neo soul singer Dionne Farris, who was once a member of the group Arrested Development. Dionne Farris was born in Plainfield, New Jersey. The scene started off with Young Baby Tate at the skating rink, basically just kind of shooting the breeze with her girlfriends, and she kind of was just going over her experiences as being the daughter of a famous singer, and also her experiences as being an independent artist. She seems pretty cool so far, and I like to see how her personality is going to unfold in the upcoming season. So we'll just have to stay tuned for that. And the next scene will be Bambi, Erica, and Sierra. They basically was sitting in, it looked like it was like a backyard setting. And Sierra basically, they were just basically kind of discussing, how they felt about, their marriages and just the different goings on in their relationships. And which led to Sierra telling Erica that she had an issue with Erica and Safari discussing their relationship problems on social media. They have a tendency to get mad at each other and go on Twitter and have Twitter rants, and they go on Instagram and be posting all these different horrible posts about each other when they get upset. And she told him how she felt about it, because she feels like she's cool with Safari and she's also cool with Erica, and it bothers her that they be going at each other like that, because like you don't know whose side to be on, because she's cool with both of them. Which this led to Erica, discussing, why she kind of did that and how she felt about her relationship with Safari. She said oftentimes she feels abandoned by Safari, and a lot of time he makes her feel that, he doesn't want to be bothered with her and the baby, and she feels alone a lot of the times. And it's just sad. I just hope that her and Safari can work their relationship out behind the scenes or whatever, because they have children. And it's important to keep certain things, especially in a marriage, private, if you know what I'm saying. So anyway, the next scene leads to Rashida and Kirk. Okay. They talked about the time when her and Kirk went to a couples retreat. She then spoke about balancing, Rashida spoke about balancing multiple businesses and keeping things spicy in their marriage, which is rather important, because if you be with a person for a long period of time, sometimes a relationship could get boring and mundane and it could become stale. So you have to kind of come up with creative ways to keep the spice not only in the bedroom, but just in just conversating with your significant other. And I think it's also important to incorporate date nights and just having time alone away from the children. because before you were parents, you were a couple and you have to sit up there and maintain that balance in your relationship. And so, speaking of keeping things spicy with Kirk and Rashida, they was in bed, looked like they was trying to get busy or whatever. And I don't know why they just didn't lock the door, because their youngest son that they have together, Carter, came busting in the room while it looked like they was, doing a little something on the sneak on the low on the side. And, he came in, he basically was telling them that his game wasn't working properly, which again, I don't know why they didn't lock the door, because when I'm getting ready to get down with my man, I'm going to lock my door. Okay? Yeah, lock the door. And they had to tell him that they needed, like, Rashida was saying like another 40 minutes, and Kirk was like he needed another 4 minutes, and then they would come and help him. And then another thing too, he's still, as big as this boy is, he's still sleeping in their bed. There's no way in hell that child should still be sleeping in their bed. But then again, that's my opinion. You ain't sleeping in my bed. You got your own room. And then sleeping in the middle of them? No, because that interferes with your sex life. How you gonna get it in with your kid sleeping in the middle of you? My son used to sleep in the bed with me and my husband, honey, and we had to get him up out our bed because he was getting a little bit too comfortable. So we had to buy him a cute little bed and get him up out our room so we could have some privacy. So getting to the next scene is Ciara. She called off her engagement because, at one point in time she was in a relationship with BK Brasco, and they got engaged, but she basically called it off because, in her opinion, from her perspective, she felt like it didn't feel right to her. And she met BK after she got out of an 8-year marriage, and she just basically didn't really have time in between to kind of like heal. I think it's important to take breathing time, like downtime, time to yourself, to like kind of regroup after getting out of a relationship, to kind of heal and grow, and instead of just jumping into another relationship, because I think you carry baggage from one relationship to the other relationship. So I think it's time to kind of, just kind of date, get to know yourself, reinvent yourself, improve yourself before getting into another relationship. And she didn't really do that. She just basically kind of just went from a marriage into this relationship with this guy. And I think women do that because I think she's just so used to being with somebody, they just don't want to be alone. I think that's why they just jump right into another relationship, if that makes sense. But anyway, after they got engaged, she said that she fell out of love with him, and that he had cheated on her many times with a whole bunch of different women, and she just couldn't see herself moving forward with him and getting married, I guess, after doing that. And I don't blame her. Who would want to get with somebody, that continuously cheats and openly cheats on you like that? I mean, you can't trust him. He can't be trusted. If you can't trust being engaged, what the hell you think is going to change because you got married? No. So I think she kind of did the right thing by ending things. Sometimes you got to follow your gut. You got to trust your gut. So anyway, Ciara felt like she owed BK a conversation because they never really had closure. Because he felt some type of way because, like, basically after she ended things with him, she just basically got into this relationship with this guy named Eric. She feels that he loves her, and she feels that the guy loves her, genuinely loves her for Ciara, and not because she's Ciara, the glam shop Ciara. She felt that BK Brasco was basically just with her for, just because of who she was and for the benefits of being with her. Not to be saying he didn't have his own, but like on some clout chasing type shit. Like it wasn't genuine or whatever. I mean, hopefully everything works out with her and this guy. I mean, because everything's always nice when a relationship is new, and in the beginning, you know how that go. Everything always nice. Wait till the honeymoon phase ends and see how, and let's revisit this conversation after that. So Yandy went to go visit. She did an interview with Young Jock at his radio station in Atlanta. He's a pretty hot DJ down there. And they talked about Jock's new club in Atlanta. She said that they had like a lot of ballers. Oh, excuse me, that was a fly. But anyway, they had like a lot of ballers. This fly's getting on my nerves. Let me focus, Amanda. They discussed his new club in Atlanta. And she said it's a pretty high-end club, and they have like a lot of ballers and just different things like that that's in there. And he's doing quite well with his show and with his club, and I'm glad to hear that. Um, they also discussed her rally in Louisville, Kentucky, on behalf of the Breonna Taylor case, because she feels that that Breonna Taylor didn't get the justice that she deserved, and I agree. I agree that she was done wrong. I feel that that should have never happened to that young lady because she was inside her home minding her own business, and I don't feel like she got the justice, received the justice that she should have received. And I'm glad that she has Tamika Mallory and my son and all these people by her side to go down and help her to advocate on this young lady's family's behalf, because they need all the support that they can get during this time. Um, the next scene is Scrappy and Safari. Now, when the two of them get together, they're a mess. Okay, Safari is a mess by himself, but when him and Scrappy get together, boy oh boy, they talk a lot of shit back and forth. Let me take a sip of water because my mouth, I'm feeling just a tad bit parched, and this fly is getting on my damn nerves. Okay, so Scrappy and Safari, they met up at a gym, and they were basically chatting about their bodies. And Safari said that he wanted to look like the Batman suit. And Scrappy said he just wanted to get his body in shape just so he could walk around and just look good with his shirt off. And they basically were discussing their issues, with fatherhood and their marriages. Safari said that he was taking out the trash one day and he discovered that Erica threw out their wedding pictures. Wow. That's deep. That's really deep. I'm just wondering to myself, what did he do to her that made her so upset that she felt the need to throw away their wedding pictures? I mean, there's two sides to every story. I know Erica isn't innocent, but I know Safari ain't innocent either. Okay? And another thing, why would he be looking through the garbage? I think that's kind of weird. But to me, it seemed like Safari checked out of his marriage. I don't know. Drop down in the comment section and tell me what your thoughts and your opinion is. It seemed to me like he's just over it. He seemed like he's checked out. Okay. He seemed like he checked out of that marriage. I don't know what Erica be doing to him. Oh God, please get on out of here. Sorry. So moving forward quickly and professionally. He seemed like he's just not interested in her anymore, and she always seems so unhappy. They seem miserable together to me. I mean, I don't know if they're just putting on for social media, because I know that Ray J and Princess does that a lot. Like, they'll get mad at each other and talk about each other on social media, and one minute they're getting a divorce and then the next minute they're back together. So you don't really know what's real, what's just for show. You don't know if they're just doing it just for ratings. You don't know if they're just doing it for a check. You don't really know what goes on behind closed doors for real, for real. We only know what they tell us. And a lot of what they tell us don't have to be the honest to God truth. Only they really know what goes on in their marriage, and only they really know what goes on in their house. So we don't know. He also went on to tell Scrappy that Erica cusses him out and calls him out his name in front of people. Now, to me, that's a no-no. Now, sometimes in a relationship, you're going to get mad at each other. But as a woman, I'm not cussing my man out in front of nobody. Do we get into it? Absolutely. Am I going to cuss him out on social media? Absolutely not. Am I going to cuss him out in front of people? Absolutely not. Because it's none of nobody's business. It's none of nobody's business. I handle my business like a grown woman behind closed doors. Simple as that. Oh my God, they do a lot of petty things to each other. He also went on to say that Erica threw out his oatmeal and said that it tasted like cardboard. and then she got upset that he didn't make her any oatmeal. Tell me how that makes sense. How on one hand you gonna tell the man that his oatmeal, while he was cooking it, in the middle of cooking himself some oatmeal, gonna tell this man that his oatmeal tastes like cardboard, which maybe it did. I don't know. I wasn't there. But then on the other hand, gonna get mad at him because he didn't make you none. First of all, why the would you want him to make you some when you said that his tasted like cardboard? Explain that. Secondly, why would you just mad because he didn't make you any? It seemed like you just wanted his attention, Erica. You need to stop and grow on up. Both of y'all need to grow up, and both of y'all need some whoop whoop. Both of y'all need to stop. Y'all getting on my nerves. Because y'all know y'all need to do a little bit better for Legend, your newborn baby, and Sapphire. Because y'all set the example for your children. You, as a man, set the tone for how a man is going to treat her. You are the example. How you treat her mother is how she's going to expect a man to treat her when she becomes an adult, Mr. Samuels. And Erica, my dear, you need to calm yourself down and act a little bit more motherly, a little bit more mature, and cut that bullshit out. If y'all gonna be together, be together. If y'all not, then what the fuck? Okay. Okay, so Ciara and BK finally met up again and to discuss their breakup. BK started off taking digs at her new man, which is not shocking. I mean, he's still a little salty about the breakup. And then he's really, really pissed the fuck off the fact that she moved on and jumped into this new relationship, which a lot of times most females usually don't. That's usually something that the dude usually do most of the time. But I think he's feeling quite salty about the fact that not only did she break up with him, but he's just mad about it. He just basically took a dig at the man, saying that she need to pick him out some clothes because they would start it off. It looked like they were in some type of clothing store. And she said, yeah, I'm going to go look around for some clothes. And his dig was, oh, yeah, you need to go and pick your man out some clothes because he ain't got no style. And Ciara told BK that the part of the reason why they broke up is because he was a serial cheater. She also went on to tell him that she was bored with their relationship. And that they basically kind of just went back and forth with each other, like kind of insulting each other and kind of going back and forth and telling each other, why their relationship had a breakdown. And that's just basically what it was. I mean, I feel like the relationship ran its course. I feel like the relationship was toxic. I feel like she did the right thing by ending that relationship. If you wasn't happy in the relationship, then a marriage is not going to change things. I'm sorry. A lot of people feel like a lot of things are going to change, like once they get married or, once they have children, that it's going to change. A lot of times, if you have issues going into the relationship, the marriage is only going to cause the relationship to get worse if it's not worked out prior to that. It's not going to make it better. So if she feels that she wasn't happy, she had to do what she had to do for her own happiness. And it is what it is. Because she would have entered into that relationship and she would have been miserable. So, okay. On the last scene, Safari stated that people keep telling him that now that he's married, that he needs to grow up. Safari likes to lead like a rock star type of lifestyle. He likes to wear the nice clothes. Just how the celebrities live. He likes to travel and stay on the move. He likes to be here and there. He likes to go out and do fun things. And he's married, but still like to move like he's single, if that makes sense. He likes to move like he doesn't have a wife and he doesn't have kids. And when you're married, it's okay to have me time. Sometimes it's okay to go out with the fellas. It's okay to go out separate. But it's no longer about you anymore. When you become married, 1 + 1 = 2, which means it's an us thing. So you got to think of, a lot of times it's we, not only as the couple, but how your actions is going to affect your children. Okay? It's okay to have fun. You don't have to change everything about you, but he seems selfish to me. He seems very, very narcissistic, and he seems self-absorbed. You can drop down in the comment section, and if you don't agree with what I'm saying, I have no problem with that. I I like feedback from my audience. Just keep your comments respectful. That's all that I ask. Okay. He stated that's not how he wants to live his life. Um, Him and his wife sat down and had a conversation. They were in like the kitchen or some type of area. It looked like she was, cleaning up, and they sat down and they looked like they had a conversation. It started off okay, but then he told her that he feels like her attitude changed since they got married. I don't believe that. Erica Mena has always been Erica Mena. Okay? She's always been fiery. She's always been aggressive. She's always been spicy. I don't see how she changed. She's always been like that. Okay? I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what Erica he met, but honey, she's always been like that, honey. And her reply was she felt that she feels neglected by Safaree, and she feels that they're not on the same page, which they aren't. They're not on the same page. Not at all. Not by a long shot. And they haven't been on the same page for a long time. So I can agree with that. Safaree stated that he didn't know that having kids was so hard. I didn't know that having kids was so hard. Your entire life changes when you have children. This fly is really testing my Christianity, honey. You're getting on my nerves. But anyway, having kids is hard because your entire life changes. The things that you still could get out and do things, but you can't move how you used to moving. He's used to moving a certain way. And I had to learn that even when I had my first child, that it was no longer just about me. It was about, not only do I have to get myself ready, but I had to get my baby ready. I had to pack his diaper bag to make sure he had everything that he needed in there. His diapers, his wipes, change of clothes. Even when you want to go somewhere, you have to sit up there and find yourself a reliable sitter, because you don't want to just leave your baby with just anybody, because you can't trust everybody. Some family members you can't trust neither, honey. Okay. So you got to be careful who you leave your children with. Just because somebody offers to babysit, that don't mean you got to take them up on the offer, because not everybody's trustworthy. And your life kind of revolves around your children. You have to make plans around your kids. You have to make sure that their well-being is stable. You have to make sure, and you also have a responsibility to not only provide stability, a roof over their head, food, clothes, shelter, and those types of things, but you have to kind of show them what a healthy relationship is, because kids feel what you feel. If they see that their parents are always constantly bickering and going back and forth, that has a negative impact on them. They might not be old enough to express how they feel. However, they feel that. They see that, because they're not old enough to articulate it, but they feel it. So you got to be careful what you do and say in front of your kids, because they see everything and they remember that thing, and it follows them into their adulthood. Okay? Safaree said he doesn't like Erica's aggressive side. You shouldn't have married her. She was aggressive when you met her. The question is, what are you going to do about it now? Erica is who Erica is. And I'm going to be quite honest, Safaree. I don't think that aggressive side of Erica is going to change, honey. She's aggressive. She's an aggressive woman. She's fiery and she's aggressive. And I don't think that that's going to change. Not even for you. So you have to come to some type of compromise. Y'all both need to compromise on some things, because it's not working the way that it is. Y'all only been married for a year. It's, in my opinion, it's too early to be having all of these types of issues this early. I think that both of y'all are stubborn as all hell. You want things to be your way. She want things to be her way. And it doesn't work that way, honey. Take it from somebody who's been in a relationship with the same man for almost 23 years and been married for almost 14. Relationships are up and down. You're going to have some days where you're going to be deeply in love with your husband and wife, and you're going to have some other days where y'all going to want to smack the out of each other. You're going to have some days where y'all not even going to want to speak to each other. And that's just being honest, and that's keeping it all the way broke down and real. That's why in those vows they said for better or for worse. You just want for better or for better. You want each other when everything is happy, peachy, and rosy. And marriage is not like that, honey. You have to work at it. Y'all got some things that y'all need to work on because y'all got kids. And it's a little bit too early in the game for y'all to be talking about divorce. So y'all need to get y'all shit together. I would love to see y'all make it, but if y'all not, then you need to figure it out, because the way everything is going with you guys right now is y'all making each other miserable. So y'all need to figure this out. Okay? On that note, this will conclude today's broadcast, and thank you for tuning in to Miss Panda Talk Time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to drop down in the comment section and leave a comment. Or you can go into my Instagram, which is just_call_me_miss_panda. And you can leave a comment over there if you feel more comfortable doing so. I would prefer you to leave a comment on my YouTube channel, but you could do it on Instagram if that's your preference. I don't mind. Until next time, that will conclude today's broadcast, and talk to you later. Bye.